Chapter 9, The Investigation. Hopefully you're all having a great day. A few weeks after the dinner with Levy's family, you're sitting with your head pressed against your desk without any progress or leads on Natalia's story. She gave me some good leads, but they've all been dead ends. There has to be something I can use. You leaf through some of the candidates' financial records again, and an address catches your eye. I've never heard of Elegant Party Solutions, but something here feels familiar. As the address blinks on your screen, you spot the toy Levy gave you innocently sitting on your desk. I don't know the address. How exactly does that help? The name's a cover. It's a shop. There's a local politician where they were spending campaign funds. I have to tell Natalia. Just as you're rising to go to her office, she appears in your doorway. Ella, you'll never guess what I just found out. Is it about the shop? I have no clue what you're talking about, so spill. You hand her the page with the address, and she lets out a low whistle. Oh, yeah, I know the place. I doubt whoever made a purchase there was buying party supplies for a fundraiser. If your new lead has anything to do with mine, we're on to something huge. I'm sure the city would love to hear how their favorite mayoral candidate spends their hard-earned money. What? You think Luis Hernandez is one of the dirty politicians? Wait. And he fired me for something he was doing? It's the oldest story in the book. A man casting stones at a woman for daring to do as he does. I mean, it is true. If this is true, I won't let him get away with it. We need more info, ideally from someone close to the source. No problem. I know just the woman to give us some inside gossip. Your BFF. You call Mallory, offering to meet her for lunch, but instead she asks you to meet her. I offered you an all-expenses-paid lunch, and you want to go to a lingerie shopping? Obviously. What do you think of this? I can't decide if it says retro, kitten, grandma's feeling bored in the bedroom. Oh, Jesus. If you're the one wearing it, I'm gonna go with retro kitten. She places it back on the rack with a shake of her head. I guess she was going for the grandma. I'm not gonna risk it. I don't want to scare off my new guy with visions of his Nana seducing a Kennedy. What? He's already ripped every good pair of panties I own. Now I guess you didn't just want to chat about my love life. Not entirely. I'm doing an article on the candidates for mayor, and I was wondering if you'd heard anything interesting at work. Let's just say you're not the only one with word drama. The closer we get to the election, the weirder Luis has been acting. He's having to stage these big public appearances with every notable figure in the city. Mallory. Who's he been meeting with? Are we talking A-list celebrities or people known in and around the city? Both, really. He has me hitting the socials hard. I'm thinking about starting a Twitter fight under his name just for the likes. In fact, the whole reason I can take a long break today is because he's off having lunch with Ellie Brown. State Senator Ellie Brown? Didn't she used to be married to the governor? Yep, it's a bold move choosing her over someone as powerful as Governor Marin, but Luis knows what he's doing. Sounds like you've been having an exciting time of things lately. I basically spent the past 2 weeks reading financial statements. To be honest, things aren't nearly as fun without you around. She suddenly gasps. She reaches for a black number that leaves little to the imagination. Speaking of fun, I think this is it, don't you? Absolutely. You're gonna look stunning in that. What about you? Don't tell me you're going home empty-handed. Another set catches your eye, something light and flirty that you know will get Levy's blood racing. What about the black number? We ain't seen that. It has been a long time since I've worn something new for him. So basically this number comes with wristbands and everything. I guess. You and Mallory head to the changing room, where she steps out and she looks amazing in the lacy ensemble. See, I like that. It's actually kind of nice. Also black, but you know, she looks very hot. What do you think? I already said my opinion. I think Mr. Panty Ripper is gonna lose his mind when he sees you, man. How's mine? You look sweet as sugar. Levy's not gonna be able to resist taking a bite. The second you see your reflection in the mirror, you know it's the right choice. It's a bit more innocent than what I've been wearing lately, but I think Levy will like it. Any man with eyes would. As you and Mallory head towards the checkout counter, you steer the conversation back towards work. Listen, Mallory, what if I told you that you, our upstanding, good-as-gold mayoral candidate, might not be everything he appears? I'd say you'd better start spelling what did Lewis do, and how bad is it on a scale of 1 to finding bodies in the Chicago River. Lewis might be abusing campaign funds. Natalia and I are doing a deep look at corruption on the campaign trail, and signs point to Lewis being a part of it. Straight-laced Lewis. I'm gonna need to see it to believe it. Come to the office with me and let's poke around. Everyone's still on lunch break, so no one will even know. Are you sure? It might be risky. I don't want us both to be kicked off the campaign. Ella, please. If Lewis is corrupt and gave you the boot, then I don't want to work on this campaign. And besides, it's been so boring around the office. Please, I need this. Well, I guess digging deep is part of what real journalism is about. Let's make it quick. You and Mallory arrive at the Hernandez campaign office to find it basically deserted. See? Told you we'd be fine. Everyone's taking a long lunch while Lewis meets with Ellie Brown. They won't be back for at least another hour. And while they're away... You cross the room and push open his door, taking a moment to make sure you're still alone before ducking inside. Well... If we're doing this, let's make it count. I'll start in the file cabinet, so if you want to start guessing his password. I already know it. Lewis is a lot of things, including a single-finger typer. You start rifling around as Mallory sits at the desk and searches Lewis's computer. It's weird to be here without all recent craziness. The last few weeks leading up to an election are no joke. Mallory, what will you do once the election's over? If Lewis wins, he promised to bring me into his administration to keep his social media accounts running. But there's no guarantee that he will win, or that I'll want to keep working for him. Especially if your expose of yours ends up being true. What does your new mystery man think of your job? Is he dazzled by your proximity to power? Not exactly. He already knows all the details because we met here. Wait, what? You're having an office romance? With who? He's one of the stat guys. Kumar. Sweet nerdy Kumar. With the glasses and the D&D obsession. It really is the innocent ones who you have to watch out for. Who knew Kumar was a panty ripper? I'm not saying nothing. Don't stop looking at me. Not me, that's for sure. He took me by total surprise. Mallory, I'm really happy for you. If anyone deserves to have every item of clothing ripped from her body, it's you. I think that's a compliment. It is, but I won't tease you anymore, I promise. Not if you really like him. I do, but you can stop planning my wedding. We're keeping things casual for now. I'll be good, I promise. But soon I'll find out if Lewis has been. Look at this. Pull out a file of financial records matching the time frame of the purchases from the shop. What's Lewis hiding? Most of these financials are public record. I'll need time to dive in and see if there are any discrepancies. Looks like his lunch with Senator Brown paid off. He just got an email saying he has her endorsement. That fast? It must have been some meal, but that also means we should clear out. After I make copies of those records. You leave Lewis's office the way you found it, and the rest of the building is just as deserted as when you arrived. Heaving a heavy sigh of relief, you pull Mallory into a hug. Thanks for being my partner in crime. Anytime. I just hope you find what you're looking for. Me too. Back at work, you head towards your office, but as you pass one of the break rooms, you overhear two of your coworkers talking. I told you something about Ella seemed off. They're talking about me. You slink closer, keeping out of sight of their conversation. Yeah, but Hernandez, he'd never sleep with an intern in an election year. He's as tightly wound as they come. You say that, but I've seen the pictures that Ella Ella fired. I bet she was all into that stuff as his, what do they call it, sub? It's happening again. Even after my hard work, Pat's revenge is catching up to me. I bet he used to spank her when she didn't turn her speeches in on time. Your stomach twists. You're just about to dash for the safety of your office when another voice rings out over theirs. What the hell's going on in here? Natalia, we were just blowing off some steam. Do you have any idea what kind of damage this gossip could do to that woman's reputation? Get out of here, you're adults for crying out loud. Start acting like it. Natalia just gained like 50 rep points with my ass. As your coworkers scatter, you approach Natalia. She looks startled to see you. Wasn't that kind of hypocritical? Not really. We're chasing corruption and bad things, not what you do in your private hours in your private life. There's a difference. I heard everything, and, well, it means a lot. Don't listen to anything those asshats said. They don't understand a thing about it. I know what it's like for those kind of rumors to ruin your life at work. I wouldn't wish that on anyone. And I hired you, which means you're my responsibility. I have your back, Ella. I hope you remember that. She turns on her heel and walks away before you can reply. Later that evening, you head home feeling upset and distracted by everything that happened at work. I don't know why. There's a knock at the door, and you open it to find Levy waiting on the other side. Good evening, little lamb. All the emotions of the day come rushing to the surface. Tears well in your eyes. Oh, Levy, I've had such an awful day. Oh no, two people gossiped and then your boss stood up for you. Oh no. Before you know what's happening, he pulls you into his arms in a crushing hug. Shh, Ella, it's okay. Whatever it is, whatever you need, I'm here now. His hands run a soothing pattern up and down your back. Was it Pat again? I haven't seen you this upset since he sent those pictures to Lewis. It wasn't Pat exactly, but it was the pictures. Levy, my newer coworkers found out about them. They found out why I got fired from the campaign. I caught them gossiping about it. They have no right to talk to you or talk about you like that. They don't know anything about it or about you. He reaches up to brush her hair away from your face and leads you over to the couch. It's not just that. My coworkers think Lewis was my dom. No, something tells me he's a sub. I'm just saying. Levy tilts your chin up until you're looking him square in the eyes. He looks ready to go to battle the moment you give the word. Tell me who's behind this and I'll see that they're taken care of. Immediately. There's no need. Natalia came leaping to my defense before I even realized what was happening. But if it's okay with you, I'd rather not talk about work anymore, and you haven't mentioned why you're here yet. It's clear that Levy isn't done talking about the rumors, but put them aside for now. I was planning to surprise you with another Dom lesson, but I can take a rain check if you're not up to it. I need to take my power back. I can't think of a better way to do that than to tie you up. That's not the lesson you need right now. He rises from the couch with you in his arms. He presses a soft kiss on the end of your nose. Let's do a lesson on taking care of your sub, which means our lesson will start with a long soak in a hot bathtub. The thought of sinking into the bathtub while Levy watches you sounds like the perfect way to wind down after your long day. Not to mention the thought of Levy taking extra attentive care of all my needs. You don't really need to be either one for this, but, you know, I digress. Let's go. I could use something a little wet and slippery. Not really words you hear from a woman, but sure. Oh, Lord, and help me. That's my girl. Your Dom promises to take good care of you. We'll have a quiet night with just the two of us. Levy takes you by the hand and draws you towards him. His body fits perfectly against yours, your hips and chest brushing lightly together. To your surprise, he doesn't take advantage of your proximity to run his hands over your body. Nice try, Ella, but you won't move me that easily. Non-sexual touch is an important part of taking care of your sub. Even when she really, really wants her dom. Yes, and as your dom, it's my job to set the pace for tonight's routine. Caring for a sub sometimes means saying no. Your whole body reacts to the authority in his voice. Some subs will come home after a day like yours and need the distraction of, and pain to shake them out of it. Brushes his knuckles gently down your cheek, his fingers lingering along the sensitive side of your neck. Other subs need more personalized and attentive care. And you know what I need better than I do. What kind of care are we talking about? The kind that brings a different sort of intimacy. He places a finger beneath your chin and tilts your face up so you're forced to meet his eyes. A shudder runs down your spine at the sudden awareness of his closeness. His gaze seems to penetrate to the core of you. Levy, there's nothing quite like having the person who gives you exquisite pain and pleasure also give you shelter. Being a good dom means knowing which of those your sub needs and adapting to that. Levy takes a half step back, and you feel a sudden space between you and a rush of cool air. You ache for him to feel it again. I think it's time we take this somewhere even more intimate. Levy takes you gently by the hand and leads you towards the bathroom. He scatters candles around the room, flickering lights and soft aromas start to soothe you almost immediately. Now you can start to really relax. He curls a finger to beckon you forward. You step closer, feeling the weight of his gaze on every part of you. Without taking his eyes off you, he turns on the tap of the tub. How hot should we go tonight? As hot as you can make it. Giggity. Soon the enticing curls of steam rise up as he pours in a generous helping of bubble bath. Your hands tremble as you slide your clothes down your body and then allow them to pool on the floor. No matter how many times I see your body, I can hardly control myself. You never have to control yourself when you're with me. Being a dom is all about control. He helps you get into the bath. The temperature is perfect as you slide in up to your neck. Oh god, this feels amazing. You sink back and close your eyes, letting the soothing scent of lavender wash over you. Aren't you going to get in with me? It feels so good in here. Nope. Literally, no. Levy shakes his head and slowly begins rolling up his sleeves instead. You can see each flex and sinew of his powerful muscles. When you're a dom, remember that it isn't about, in fact, for some people, OGs are the least important part. Even the horniest person in the world can't think about all the time. Intimacy can come from a lot of different places. Intimacy. I thought you hated that word. Be careful. Just because we're having a low-key session doesn't mean I can't still punish you. Levy, tell me more about intimacy. As a dom, what can I do to build intimacy outside of the bedroom? It depends on your relationship with your sub. A quiet dinner for two, romantic carriage ride along the magnificent mile. Or this. Never underestimate the power of caring conversation. You nod. You don't have to be touching me for me to feel your power. It's always there like oxygen. Exactly. Now sit back, relax. For the next 2 minutes, all I want to do is concentrate on how good it feels to let me be in charge. Yes, please. Where do you want me to wash first? Please wash my hair. He squeezes a dollop of product into his palm and begins lavishing your hair with attention. The moment he starts to massage your scalp, you feel the tight knot of anxiety in your stomach give way. God, I needed this. I know you did. You sigh happily and sink deeper into the tub, letting the warm water and Levy's light touch transport you away. Nothing can hurt you when you're with your dom, Ella. Not unless you want it to. Remember that. As Levy's hands continue working your body, you give yourself completely over to his touch. This is the most relaxing bath I've ever had in my life. You reach down and run a hand along his Levy's stomach to the front of his pants. I'm ready now. Really? Levy splashes a playful spray of water at you. It's not for you to say. I set the pace, remember? Close your eyes and nod. Only half paying attention to his words. His low, soothing voice is more than enough to keep you occupied. Lucky for you, I agree. Tell me what you want now, little lamb. Well, this is where YouTube's gonna get mad. I want you to touch me. He leans close, the pulse at the side of his throat leaping to life. If you insist. Hey guys, did you know that water is wet? So, how would you tell wetness exists inside water? It's a sign of a bad writer moment. Anyway, I'm just saying. As you head into your bedroom, you recall the lingerie you bought with Mallory earlier today. Wasn't she wearing that when she literally stripped down in front of Levy? I'm just saying. I almost forgot. I bought a little something I think you might like, especially tonight. Something for me. It's for the both of us. You find the small bag tucked away in your closet. Pull out the silky purple fabric. Levy raises an eyebrow. You have my interest. Levy, don't take your eyes off me. Giving out orders again, are we? Lucky for you, I have no intention of missing this show. You smirk as you spin on your heel to show Levy the full curve of your ass, bending over to step into the panties. Usually I only get this view when you're taking it off. But like a good dom, you'll have to adapt. You take your time sliding them up over your thighs, peering over your shoulder to see Levy biting his lip. You relish his low groan as you snap the waistband in place across your hips. His gaze is laser focused as you slowly draw the bra strap up your arms and reach back to clasp your band, pushing your cleavage up. Well, what do you think? You force yourself not to fidget under the intensity of his appraisal. After a moment's consideration, he smiles. Sweet and innocent. Just the way I like you. You still think I'm sweet and innocent after all this time? This is like a 50-50. Glance down, your expression demure. When you speak, your voice is a kitten's purr. So this pleases you? He reaches out a toy with a fluttery ruffle at your waist. You shudder from how close he comes to touching you. That the big bad Dom hasn't managed to corrupt his pure little lamb. Yes. You peer up at him through your eyelashes, and a shudder courses through you at the hungry look in his eyes. And if he ever did, would you still want me without my innocence? His gaze softening at the vulnerability of the question, he cups your cheek and kisses you tenderly. I've always wanted you, Ella, and I always will. You never have to worry about that. He sweeps you up easily and deposits you onto the bed. You sink into the plush mattress. But that's not what tonight's about. Then what's next? If any night calls for aftercare, it's this one. I thought aftercare was only for, the hard stuff. Oh no, my dear. With a shake of his head, Levy kneels at your feet. He reaches for your foot and begins gently massaging the arch. Tonight's aftercare has less to do with the physical state and more to do with your emotional one. As much as you long to sink into the mattress and enjoy Levy's touch, he's not often this open about his methods. How are you supposed to know what kind of aftercare is needed? There's no one-size-fits-all answer. It's different for every sub and every session. But the worst thing you can do is let your partner fall into a sub-drop and leave them to navigate it alone. Levy is silent for a moment, focusing on loosening a tight muscle in your calf. Wasn't there a chapter's book that literally went over this? I swear I'm having deja vu. I had a bad experience with one once, when I tried being a sub. That's why I'm so careful about my own now. Will you tell me about it? The session was intense, especially for how inexperienced we were. It was exhilarating. But she left me right after, and the drop wasn't far behind. I fell hard after a session. It took me weeks to get my head straight again. Oh, Levy. He gives up on massaging your feet and joins you on the bed, his weight causing the mattress to sink and envelop you both. He taught me how important it is to make sure everyone walks away from a session feeling better than when they went in. Sometimes it's a foot massage, other times it's a heart-to-heart conversation, sometimes it's both. He tilts his head to look at you, and an odd gleam in his eyes. You're just about to ask him about it when his phone buzzes in his pocket. It's a text from one of my clients. At this time of night? Levy frowns as he scans the screen and holds it up to show you. It's from his new client, Grant. SOS. I think it's all over. For good. Well, that's sad. The keyword he thinks. So without further ado, thank you all for watching. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. Head down in the description. Plenty of cool things to check out. And leave me a comment. Let me know what you thought about the chapter. Did you think it was good? Did you think it was bad? Do you have any questions? The whole 9 yards. I love sharing it with you. And hopefully I did good. Right, I'm a bit tired, a bit depleted today. It is what it is, right? I do agree with everything in the chapter today. Except for, again, my question to you is, how do you know something is wet in water? Seriously, I need to know the answer to that, because there is no answer. It's rhetorical because water is wet. But, I'm just saying. That literally I'm serious. Like, that's a sign of bad writing. I'm just gonna say it. I hate to be that guy. Hate to be that person. But yeah, no. Pixelberry, come on now. Like, I haven't seen something like. I mean, I get it. There's a lot of choices times I criticize, right? And again, I always aim for better writing. As a literary person who, it's funny. TLDR. I was going over my scores from way back in the day. English arts and everything else when I was back in college, and it was one of my highest scores. I was in the top 2% in the nation. So, I'm just curious. Like again, how can you tell something is wet in water? You can't, because literally water is wet. Right? That's why everyone states the obvious bullshit of water is wet, the sky is blue, the clouds are white, right? Like the very obvious captain obvious things, right? I'm just saying, like, yeah, no, I know. Basically, right now, Choices is offering a partnership to a lot of creators. Like, you can apply. With how much criticism I've given them, I know I'll probably never get it because people don't like to be criticized, right? Even though throughout the years I've been criticized numerous times for things that I've said, like how I've pronounced a name incorrectly. And sometimes you are correct, and then I'm always open for that criticism. And then there are sometimes I'm sitting there and I'm going, there's 195 countries in the world, and literally and figuratively, you guys are pronouncing it based on how you would pronounce it in your country, which is the same for me. And there's a lot of times one name can be pronounced anywhere of a dozen different ways, right? But there is one constant where water is wet. Okay? Alright. So without further ado, love your beautiful faces. Thank you all for tuning in, and I'll catch you all later. Peace.